Welcome to Diary of a Fit Girl with your host, Radha, the #1 show to successfully live a health and fitness lifestyle and to be your greatest self. Do you hate going to the gym? Do you hate your workout? Dislike the whole physical exercise of it all? You're not alone. In this podcast, I will reveal the secret to loving and enjoying your workout. What's up, Rebels? I'm your host, Rara, and welcome to Diary of a Fit Girl, where we are currently in episode 3 of the beginner series. So, over the past 10 years, I have seen people come and go in the gym after a huge spark of motivation to work out. They head to the gym to pursue their fitness journey, as they should, because they obviously desire to. But after a few days, their motivation dies out and they are never to be seen again. I have noticed this with countless people who give up because they are not seeing results fast enough. This is one of the biggest mistakes to be making when you first start. You should never focus on how much weight you've lost or how much muscle you've gained. By focusing on how much weight you want to lose and how much you haven't lost, or how much muscle you want to gain and how much muscle you haven't gained, by focusing on this, you are actually hindering your progress. This is something that I noticed I was doing when I first began training in the gym. I was solely focused on how much weight I wanted to lose, or more specifically, why I wasn't losing weight. And I would ask myself that on the first day, the first week, or even the first month, when we all know that progress doesn't happen overnight, in the first day, in the first week, first month. That's just the beginning. We can't focus on it then. And I shouldn't have either. But this is a really common thought among all new gym goers or anyone that starts their fitness journey, because when we first start, we essentially either want to lose weight or gain muscle. And essentially it's not going to happen overnight, because when you first start, your body has to get used to it all. Obviously, these thoughts came to me from my first week of when I was doing cardio on the cross trainer, because I'm not really a fan of running on the treadmill. One of my fears, blah blah blah. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, so again, this was something that I did not enjoy doing at all when I first started. It was something that I probably just accepted doing cardio on the cross trainer or on one of the bike machines. Well, cardio, I'll tell you why this is. That's because cardio on a machine is actually really, really boring. I'm sure you agree there. It's actually a very, very small percentage of people who actually enjoy doing cardio on a cardio machine in the gym. If you do disagree and you do enjoy cardio on the cardio machines, comment a heart below with cardio next to it so I know who actually loves doing cardio. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't really enjoy it in terms of doing long form cardio. For example, when I was younger, I did a lot of cross country competitions, and it wasn't my most favorite thing to do, as I preferred sprinting since I was a fast runner. So things like cross country and marathons they don't really excite me, because obviously it's a long, long thing. I prefer to do sprints like 100 meters, 200 meters, you know? So, so here, the answer is so, so, so obvious. If you're doing something that you dislike, for example, the cardio machines or any kind of cardio that you dislike, then that is the fastest way to fail and stop on your fitness journey. You'll eventually just completely stop and like, oh, I don't like going to the gym. which is a very, very common opinion of people who just do cardio. You want to do something else that excites you and inspires you. If you're doing something terribly boring, you won't do it. It's like if you had to read a book that was really boring, you won't finish it because it bores you to death. So this isn't something that I noticed with myself. This was something that I noticed with a lot of girls. They start their gym journey and head straight to the cardio machines, and they immediately hate it, but they're forcing themselves to be on that machine for an hour, maybe two. After a while of forcing themselves, they leave and they say they hate the gym, when in fact, what they're really saying is that they hate that form of exercise. Most people just quit there and stop, and that's it. They won't pursue any other forms of fitness or physical exercise. This is one of the biggest factors that most people face, and they just prevent themselves from pursuing anything else and progressing with anything else. After a while of forcing themselves to leave, they leave and they just hate going to the gym when they haven't really explored other sports or forms of exercise. There is more to a fitness and healthy lifestyle than going to a physical gym. You don't need to actually go to a gym to have a fitness lifestyle. After 10 years of training in gyms, this is something that I only realized recently, as I have always loved going to the gym. It was always my favorite place to exercise, since you have the fitness community, you meet new people, there's always that gym vibe, and there's always great equipment. I wouldn't have to buy any equipment, but you don't really have to. So after 10 years of training in gyms, I actually prefer training outdoors now. In the UK, it is difficult because the weather is horrific some of the times when it's really, really cold. So when the weather is cold, I prefer to train inside, in gyms, or at home. Now I actually prefer training sports, martial arts, and other forms of activities that I love. For example, skipping, swimming, and so on. The gym can be a repetitive place if you're always going to the same gym. And that's why I move gyms every so often to keep things fresh, which I suggest you do too if you already train. So I noticed when there are new gym newbies, they automatically go to the cardio machines to work out. And I'm not calling people out. This is what I did when I first started as well, because I didn't know how to train weights. Obviously, no one really does when they first start. But here's a little gym hack I'll tell you about. All of the gym machines have instructions on them in picture form with descriptions. So if you're just starting, you can use those, as beginners don't really know what to do when they first start working out with the weights. You know, there are obviously a lot of gym myths that a lot of people hear in terms of weights make you bulky, or you don't want to get too big and your only goal is to get toned. So again, I made this mistake as well when I first started. So in order to get toned, you have to do weights. One does not get toned by doing cardio. Remember that. So all of the myths that you've heard, they're false. False, false, false. So don't believe what you hear from the mouths of others. Most likely, they don't know what they are talking about, as they have never stepped foot in a gym before. If you do take advice from anyone, make sure it's someone with extensive experience, like me, of course, or anyone with roughly about 10 years is probably perfect, but someone with about 3 to 5 years of experience is good enough. So no, weights will not make you bulky. Weights promote weight loss and will help you achieve your goals. Trust me, this is a game changer when you level up from cardio. We are all naturally drawn to cardio machines because we all know how to run. We don't need to be taught how to run on a treadmill, cross trainer, or even an exercise bike. These things are easy and simple to understand because we have been brought up to walk and to run, whether it's any kind of physical exercise. Super, super easy. It's not really that difficult to understand. So if you truly enjoy working out on a cardio machine, then go ahead and do that. I'm not going to prevent you from that. But if you don't, then I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. And the solution is actually very, very simple. So when I began doing cardio on the cross trainer, I would force myself to run on it for 30 minutes to an hour in an empty cardio room in the gym. That no one else was there because I did not want to be seen sweating in front of anybody else. Just the thought of people seeing me sweat was really, really embarrassing. This is one of my gym anxieties that I had back in the day when I first started. It doesn't really make any sense to me now. It actually makes me laugh because it's so ridiculous. And I'm sure that you have really random gym anxieties just like that one. So, again, you're not alone. If you haven't listened to episode 2, we do cover gym anxiety. So, feel free to listen to that one after this. So, even though I never gave up truly on the cross trainer, I forced myself to be on there and complete the time that I set myself, as long as no one was watching. It isn't and was never a form of exercise that I enjoyed. It was something that I really, really disliked. You know, I would literally be suffering on the cross chain trainer for up to an hour, thinking it was the best way for me to hit my weight loss goals. But really, there was another way, a better way for me. You know, I no longer had to suffer a form of exercise that I didn't enjoy, something that didn't excite me or even inspired me. And if you feel the same way, then I suggest you continue listening because I'm going to tell you exactly what you have to do. The solution is to do a form of exercise or sport that you truly love and enjoy. So, what I did when I first started, I actually got bored of doing cardio on the cross trainer. And because of my gym anxiety, I decided to go swimming instead. You know, I wanted to improve my swimming skills and really didn't want people to look at me. So I eliminated the fear, as no one can really see my body, as 90% of it was underwater, you know. Plus, they can't see me sweat, so that was a bonus. So this worked out very well for me, as I didn't only lose the weight, I enjoyed doing the sport as well. I improved my form and technique and breathing technique. I became a better swimmer and reached all of my weight loss goals without even realizing it. When I started swimming, um, I wasn't thinking about my weight loss goals. I wasn't thinking about have I lost any kind of weight yet or how much more longer do I have to swim for. All these thoughts went. None of these thoughts were going through my mind. My only focus was on swimming and becoming a better swimmer. I naturally achieved my weight loss goals in no time, as swimming is beneficial for the whole body. As I was not focused on losing weight, I removed the detachment that I had with my goal and became one with my goal, as I already had it. If you are aware of the realms of manifesting, then you understand what I am saying. If not, don't worry about it. I will go into this in another episode so you can fully understand the concept. So, this is one of the best decisions that I made when I first started. You know, this is something that I recommend that you do too. Doing something you love increases the chances of success in your fitness journey by, 1,000,000 times. If you're doing something that you dislike, then the chances of stopping and failing are incredibly higher because you just don't enjoy it. So the solution is actually simple. Do something you love. Again, that concept applies to every element of your life, not just fitness. So there's a life advice for you all. Now, I'm not saying that you should go swimming. No, no. Unless you enjoy swimming, then I would definitely recommend that you do that, as I'm sure there are many pools nearby in your area, whether it's a hotel, gym, swimming pool, or a leisure centre, or just a normal gym. Definitely go. But if you don't enjoy swimming, then I highly recommend that you have a think about what sport you like. Ask yourself, what sport did you enjoy playing when you were younger? Is it tennis, football, basketball, hockey, gymnastics, boxing, Muay Thai, karate? The list goes on, whatever it is. That is the way for you to succeed in your fitness journey. If you know what sport it is, then that's awesome. You know exactly what to do. Whether you enjoy a sports club or just play the sport with your friends on a regular basis. However, if you still don't know what sport you love and enjoy, that's okay too. You are free to discover and explore all the sports that you desire. This is actually a much more fun route to take if you want to try something new as well, as you get to explore different sports and opportunities, and you'll meet new friends as well, which is a huge, huge benefit with your fitness journey as long as they are dedicated to. Here is the focus. Here, the focus is on trying new things to see whether you enjoy it or not. So, if you don't know what to do, just start from any sport that you think that you might enjoy and have fun with. If you don't enjoy that sport, then just move on to the next one and so on and so forth until you find something. Whatever exercise or sport you choose, make sure you focus on being better at it, and you won't even have any thoughts about weight loss because you're too focused on being better and having fun at it. This is a recipe for success. This is the recipe that I want you to implement into your fitness lifestyle. I promise you, you will succeed if you follow all of the steps that I have given you from episode 1. So if you haven't listened to episode 1, then make sure you start from the beginning, as these episodes in the beginner series are essential for you to succeed in your fitness and healthy lifestyle. Make sure you listen to them all, but first, make sure you finish this episode first. Okay? So, by doing a sport or exercise that you're passionate about, you won't need external motivation. You won't need motivation from the outside world. You will already have it. You won't need to go on YouTube and search gym motivation. If you need gym motivation or fitness motivation and you're looking outside of yourself for it, then eventually the motivation will stop, and maybe even your fitness journey. So what I recommend is you need to stop and think, because motivation from the outside world is temporary, whereas motivation from yourself is forever. It can be controlled and increased. This is one of the reasons why I have come so far in my fitness journey, because I am self-motivated and have never looked outside of myself for any kind of motivation. I always do a form of exercise or sport that inspires me and something that I find really, really enjoyable despite the pain. Yes, yes, you heard me. I do find enjoyment in the pain of working out. I really, really do enjoy it. I always have, because transformation comes from pain. So if you do want to change your life and change yourself physically and mentally and spiritually, you will have to suffer pain, or if you don't, you'll have to suffer the pain of regret. And I don't want to feel any kind of regret. So that's why we are always going hardcore on all of my workouts, whether it's weightlifting, cardio, when I'm doing my yoga and stretching, or martial arts and weapons training. I always go all in. So being self-motivated is something that you need in your fitness life and all other aspects of your life. One thing that I have realized is a lot of the disciplines that you create in your fitness lifestyle can and will be used in your normal life as well, whether it's professional or whether it's personal or professional. There are a lot of things that you can learn from a fitness lifestyle. So make sure you create and harness your self-motivation from your inner world. And this will last forever. It will never die out. You will never need to be motivated. You will never need to be motivated by somebody else. It comes from you. You control it. So one of the ways to staying motivated is by knowing what your goals are and your vision as clearly as possible. So for example, how do you want your body to look when you achieve your fitness goals? How healthy do you want your lifestyle to be? What kind of food will you be eating at your highest, healthiest self? How will you feel physically and mentally when you have your successful fitness lifestyle? And when you know what this looks like, this will motivate you because you want to live a healthier, better life. You want to build a healthier body where you are immune from any kind of illnesses, weather conditions, or even injuries. Then you'll end up creating it. Once you know exactly what you want, you will be able to have it. All you have to do is work hard at it, and it will just come to you easily. So don't get me wrong, I didn't take a magic weight loss pill or even get plastic surgery or liposuction or whatever people do these days to get abs. One of the things that you will achieve through suffering through the pain of working out and obviously the pain of discipline to achieve your successful lifestyle, you will achieve that fitness body, and you will also achieve the status of fitness body and the respect of other people who work out on a consistent basis. This is one of the things that you can't buy. You could obviously buy abs or whatever through a plastic surgeon, but you will never truly achieve the respect and status of a fitness body unless you work for it. And this is something that a Rolex watch cannot buy. Don't get me wrong, get a Rolex watch if you can, but you can't buy a fitness body and buy the respect and status. This is something that has to be earned, no matter how long it takes. And so it's not something that comes easily. There were some fitness sessions when I was in too much pain and I would be crying, or if I was deadlifting, I would be lightheaded from trying to go heavier. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna lie, it was all worth it. It was all worth it. I would never go back on any of my fitness experiences ever, even if I ended up injured. I 100% enjoyed everything, no matter what happened. And I always pushed myself past my limits, but not so far that I would end up injured. I knew that I had to suffer the pain. I always knew that, and here I am today. What made me suffer back then, 10 years ago, is now easier for me. What I can handle now is greater than what I could handle when I first started. And that's the beauty of progress. This is exactly what I want for you. To start now and see you succeed in a healthy lifestyle for the rest of your life. A healthy lifestyle is not temporary. It's not losing weight for a wedding or for a holiday. A healthy lifestyle is where you create a life of healthy habits for yourself to do, for yourself to think, for yourself to believe in. And yeah, it's for the rest of your life. This isn't a temporary thing. If you want to just lose weight for a temporary thing, then this podcast is not for you. This podcast is for people who want to create a healthy lifestyle mentally, physically, and spiritually in every single way. If that's what you want, then you're in the right place. I suggest you subscribe and make sure you follow up my social medias as well. And feel free to drop me a message and I will respond to you. To start living a successful, healthy lifestyle, you have to start now, not tomorrow, not on Monday, not on Friday, not over whatever day you say you're going to start now, okay? So if you do believe you will, comment start now on any of my platforms, just so I know that you can start, just so I know that you've started. So each of the elements that I mentioned from a physical body, your mindset, your nutrition, and your spiritual being, every single element here is essential in living a healthy lifestyle. Without each of these elements, your healthy lifestyle will not be in balance. To truly live a successful, healthy lifestyle, all of these elements have to be in balance. Without it, your healthy lifestyle will not be balanced, and that's not what we want. Each element is important. That's why I do so much. So that's why, I have my physical training, cardio, weights, and then we have flexibility in yoga, which is physical and spiritual. And then we have nutrition, which is what my body has to eat to sustain itself. And then with mindset, we have things like meditation. Yoga also links with mindset as well, and affirmations, body positivity, etc., etc. So I know I'm going through these elements fast in this episode, but later on I will create specific episodes on them for you all. With the points that I want you guys to take away today are: do a form of exercise that you love and enjoy. If you don't know what you enjoy, explore different sports to figure out what you like. Don't go looking for motivation from the outside world. Self-motivation is the only motivation that you need. Don't focus on weight loss. Focus on the enjoyment of the exercise and becoming better at it. Weight loss will come easily when you do this. There is no cheating in the fitness journey. We'll all know if you're lying. So don't cheat and don't lie, saying you do work out when you don't. I hope now that you know what your next step is in order to live a successful, healthy lifestyle. I hope this podcast episode was useful to you. If you're struggling with a specific issue, drop me a comment and I will create a podcast episode giving you possible solutions. I'll close out my diary and I will see you in my next episode. Ciao, ciao.